So just this morning, Grand Theft Auto 6, I don't want to say the whole game leak. There's essentially a giant Grand Theft Auto 6 leak, and you can see some art from the game up in the corner here. I'll show it big on the screen for a second. Right now, there's about 90 gameplay videos from Grand Theft Auto 6 available on the internet. If you look around various places, you will find them. I'm not going to show them here, and I'm going to explain why. Because normally, I'm somebody who likes covering leaks. In general, I think that leaks can be positive for games. There's a lot of developers that do controlled leaks to kind of build hype. This is definitely not that. So what happened here, a hacker obtained the entire source code for Grand Theft Auto 6, which is expected to launch probably in 2024 or 2025, right? We haven't even seen any gameplay. We haven't seen a trailer. They just confirmed it like within the last year, if I'm not mistaken. Grand Theft Auto 5 is now very old, still very popular with RP servers and stuff. And Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, what is it, like 3 years ago now? Some of you remember Red Dead Redemption 2, especially on the graphics and sound front, is basically still an industry leader. I personally felt that Red Dead Redemption 2 was very overrated. I thought the gameplay was very stale, very clunky, and I think that Rockstar gets a pass for what is, in my opinion, some of the worst controls in the AAA industry. But with that said, you know, they get a fresh start with GTA6, new platform, new hardware. GTA 5 has been ported for like 3 generations now or whatever. But, you know, new hardware, new tech, clean slate, right? And there's been a lot of talk about this game, and we got some of the details now, which I am gonna share, and then I'm gonna talk about the leak itself and how I feel about it. So here's some things that I think are important to share that are exciting. There's 2 protagonists that's confirmed. One appears to be male, one appears to be female, which has been said for a long time, likely gonna happen. It is in Vice City again, which I'm a big fan of. I liked Vice City a lot back in the day. If you didn't play GTA Vice City, it's basically in Miami. And there's a lot of other details out there. The build that leaked is about a year old. You can switch your guns between your hands. You can pick guns up off the floor. The level of interaction with NPCs and such seems to be achieving new levels of NPC interaction. There's a lot of details out there. You just got to go searching for them. There's a lot of videos out there. But I'm not going to share the videos for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, Rockstar and Take-Two are going after anybody sharing these videos. They're DCMAing those accounts and so on, because this is stolen footage. This is stolen property. This is not... you know, they're taking this very seriously, which basically confirms the legitimacy of it as well. But multiple sources have all confirmed this leak to be legitimate, including Jason Schreier, one of the most reliable gaming industry news reporters, who now works for Bloomberg. Used to work for Kotaku. The problem, I think, with this leak, a lot of people are reacting very negatively to the gameplay footage that they're seeing. And they're saying, wow, the graphics are terrible, I can't believe it, GTA 6 sucks. Well, I got a couple things to say about that. A, this is one of the reasons why developers don't like leaks and publishers, because the game is unfinished. It's nowhere near. All the polish and stuff comes at the end of development. Everything you're seeing right now is already a year old and was likely not intended for release for another probably 3 years at this point. A lot of things that they're going to test and develop are not going to be put in the final game at all, which is why they don't want to get it out there, because players will then get excited about those features or disappointed. You know, it's a work in progress. There's things being built and tested and tried, and this game, this applies to all games, not just GTA 6. It's not ready. It's a work in progress. And now the developers are catching all sorts of flack about how, you know, they're terrible, and look at these awful graphics, and oh my god, it looks just the same as GTA 5 or just the same as GTA 4 or whatever. And it's not fair to judge an unfinished product. If this leaked and the game was coming out next month, I think it'd be fair to say, holy crap, like, what's going on? You could judge a game at that point, right? That's not what happened. I think this is, when I heard that this was leaked, this stuff was leaking, I thought immediately, this is one of the biggest gaming industry leaks since Half-Life 2, because it appears that the entire source code for GTA 6 has been obtained, hacked, leaked, whatever. And the hacker, says he wants to make a deal with Take-Two. Basically, he's holding the source code ransom. Like, or he could release it very publicly, even more publicly than it is out there now, and really make things bad for Rockstar and Take-Two, because effectively people would be able to run the game. Essentially, I'm not a programmer, but if people get a hold of the source code itself, my understanding is you can actually get it to, run, which would not be good. It's literally theft to not only for him to do it, but it'll be theft for us to do it too. And Half-Life 2 went through serious issues with this. Sometimes with leaks of this magnitude, if something leaks and it gets spoiled, developers will have to go back to the drawing board, because they're like, well, we can't do that. Everybody already knows it. It doesn't happen most of the time, but it has happened before. I think that happened with World of Warcraft Shadowlands, personally. I think some of the leaks that Shadowlands experienced made the writers go back and change some of the story, and then the story was like not good at all, because they were scrambling to change the story because everybody already knew the story because it leaked online and they didn't want that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is this leak has a giant repercussions. Normally I dive into leaks, I show things off, and it can be very exciting and positive to hype the game. It's fun to get myself and others excited for a game. But this leak is like the opposite direction. It's so comprehensive. And people are jumping to such extremes that I don't want to show it. Not only because I don't want to risk my channel being DCMA'd or Rockstar or Take-Two coming after me. But I don't want to participate in what's going on. And that's weird for me to say. I do consider myself a, gaming news reporter. I am very passionate. I love to see what's coming. I love to share it with you guys. This one just doesn't feel right. This game's nowhere near release. And essentially the entire game is leaking out there. And as from a developer standpoint, that's very disappointing. I'm not even a GTA fan. I've been very critical of Rockstar and Take-Two. Like, I've said for a long time, they get so many passes. Like, GTA 3 and Vice City and San Andreas at the time were so ambitious and so innovative, and I would never take that away from them. They changed the gaming industry. But since then, GTA, in my opinion, has grown stale. I don't enjoy it. It's the same. It's very repetitive, I think. The controls are absolutely terrible. But again, they get a chance with GTA 6 to change things and prove me wrong and innovate again. I think there's only a couple real ways to drive the Grand Theft Auto franchise forward at this point. I think if you do shared world multiplayer or like MMO type thing, you can really change the game again if they wanted to. People are already doing the RP thing. The RP thing was a huge innovation. That was basically fan made, and it's obviously huge. Major initiative there within Grand Theft Auto as a franchise. But if they just keep doing standard GTA games, I don't know what more they can do with that formula. And I think the thing is, like I said, when 3 came out, when Vice City came out, when San Andreas came out, those games were massive in scale. They were innovative. They were fun. They were cinematic. All sorts of stuff going on there, right? But now every game is GTA. All these open world games, these huge open world games, crazy scale. And I'm not really a fan of open world games. A lot of you guys know that. What more can they do? Just make an even bigger city? Again, the stuff that's leaking. They're gonna have even crazier NPC interactions, and who knows what else too. And that's the thing, everybody's gonna jump to a conclusion that this is all what there is. We don't know what there is. They haven't announced this. This is just a leak. And it's not even fair for us to judge GTA 6 as a whole. I have my doubts about the franchise myself. I have very limited interest in it, but it obviously does drive the gaming industry in many ways. I mean, GTA 5 is one of the best-selling games of all time, so GTA 6 is, you know, there's a lot riding on it. And the developers and publisher, everybody involved with GTA 6 knows this, and there's enough pressure on them already. Then for this to leak out in the way that it has, it's one thing for a couple screenshots to leak out or some story details, right? Like, that's one thing. A feature, just word of it. It's rumor, you don't know if it's confirmed or not. It's another thing for the whole game to leak out. You know, what we think is the whole game, the source code and everything. That's just not cool in my opinion, and I'm not going to show it on my channel. A, because of the risk, and B, I just don't think that it's morally right. I don't want to add to some. I don't think GTA 6 should be shown off this way for the first time. I think it should have its moment in the as it is announced and shown off. But this game's been in development for what, or planning or development at least, for 15 years. Is that how long it's been since GTA 5 came out? I mean, I don't know. It's been a long freaking time, right? At least 10. I could check when GTA 5 came out. And now to have the developers work on it and plan it for this long and to have it leak out in this manner before they even get to really officially announce what they're working on and show it off in a way that will get fans excited. I'm disappointed for them. I'm disappointed that fans are looking at this build that's already a year old and likely not going to be finished for another 2 to 3 years, and they're saying like, oh, it looks like garbage. This is the same game developer that made Red Dead Redemption 2, which is 9 years ago. Thank you, Chico. Came out 9 years ago. GTA 5 did. This is the same developer that made Red Dead Redemption 2, which is considered one of the best looking and sounding games of all time. Like, if anything, precedent shows that when GTA 6 releases, it will probably look and sound astounding. So, again, I think it's way too early for people to judge. And it's just a weird day in the gaming industry. Like, it really is. To see if GTA 6 source code leaked. When I woke up this morning, I was like, wow, that's like unreal. Like, it almost was like a gut punch because I'm like, I don't even like the franchise that much anymore. And to have all those developers to have their work exposed like this before they're ready to show it off. A game of this scale and this size and this weight in the gaming industry is crazy. So that's my message for today. If you guys want to go look for the leaks, you're welcome to. I'm not telling you what to do with your life. That's just how I feel about it, and I wanted to talk about it because it's a big deal, and I do what I consider myself a gaming news reporter, and it wouldn't be right for me not to acknowledge it. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to discuss it, but at the same time, I don't want to just air everything out there. And it'll be interesting to see what Rockstar and Take-Two say about this, if anything. Will they issue a public statement? Will they get a trailer together now that everybody's seeing it? Will they try to get a trailer together in the next month and really say, this is GTA 6? Who knows? Who knows what timeline they were working on or are working on? They still might not have planned to show this game for another year. So time will tell.